Today we're exploring something truly transformative, especially during the holiday season when you're going to parties, walking into a room. Energetic radiance, and that is the energy that people feel before they even notice how you look. So in Ayurveda, this radiance comes from subtle life essence, and we call this Ojas. And Ojas, it's your vitality, it's your emotional resilience, it's your inner glow. And the problem is, during the holiday season, with all the rushing around and the overstimulation and the social intensity, that's the time when Ojas needs the most support. Because the beautiful thing is, you can preserve and you can amplify Ojas. And when you do that, you don't just look radiant. You can walk into any room feeling grounded, feeling confident and magnetic. And that's what we're talking about. So today I'm sharing with you 3 Ayurvedic rituals to help you shift your energy from within. Rituals that make you feel calm, they make you feel centered and powerful in every social space. Ritual number 1, enter the room grounded. So let's begin with the moment before you walk into the gathering. Most of us arrive carrying Vata energy, and that's the energy of rushing, overstimulation, feeling slightly anxious, nervous, and maybe you're like thinking ahead instead of being present. And Ayurveda teaches something deeply important, that when Vata spikes, your energy drops. Your mind becomes scattered and it's difficult for you to remain present, and your natural radiance, it kind of feels harder to access. So here's a simple grounding ritual you can do in 15 seconds. Okay, it's the 3-point grounding breath. So what you want to do is you want to inhale deeply into the belly area and then exhale down into the feet. So you're actually visualizing roots growing out into the earth beneath you. So you're taking a deep breath in, filling up your lungs, filling up deep into the diaphragm, into the belly, and then on the exhale, you're exhaling down into the ground, spreading out your roots, connecting with earth energy. Let your shoulders soften and let your jaw relax and whisper to yourself, I arrive in my body. I arrive in my energy. And fully feel yourself in your body. And when you walk in grounded, your present becomes instantly magnetic. Okay, ritual number 2, activate your magnetic heart. So your most powerful presence, it doesn't come from how you look. It comes from your heart field. This is the energetic space that radiates outwards from your chest. And in Ayurveda, we recognize that it's the seat of your sattva, your qualities of harmony, compassion, warmth, and connection. And when your heart field is activated, people, they feel it and they feel safer, they feel drawn to you. They relax into your presence. And here's a really, really simple way to activate it. You want to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly and take a slow breath and bring to mind someone that you genuinely love and hold that feeling for a moment. And then you'll feel your heart energy activate with love. And then you can imagine a pink aura around your heart energy, and you can kind of visualize that projecting out into the room as you walk in. Your whole energy shifts when you do this. And this kind of radiance, it comes from the inside out. It doesn't take any effort. It's simple presence. And then ritual number 3 is your Ayurvedic social battery check. Now I love this one because it's one of the most important practices that you can do during the holiday season, or really any time when you're having to be a social butterfly. We often force ourselves through social events when our energy is low and we ignore the signs, and then we will end up feeling super depleted afterwards. So Ayurveda teaches that your social energy has a dosha. And once you understand which dosha is predominant in your system, then you can follow these guidelines to bring yourself back into balance. And it just gives you a little bit more power around how to handle these situations when you're not really feeling up for it. So let's explore each one now. So the first one is Vata social battery, and this is the overstimulated butterfly. So Vata energy is quick, it's light, it's mobile, it's sensitive to stimulation. And in social gatherings, Vatas can become very overwhelmed. I mean, they are the social butterfly in a social gathering. You can spot them a mile off. They're talking to everyone, they're talking fast. But then when you notice that you're starting to feel scattered, you're losing your trail of thought, or you're feeling really floaty or unanchored, then it's time to reset. And the best way to do that is to step away for a moment and place your hand on your belly and slow your breath and really feel your feet grounding into the floor. And bring all the parts of yourself back to centre. So centre yourself. I return to myself. I return to myself. And lots of deep breaths. Okay, now the Pitta social battery. So the Pitta is the intensifier. Pitta energy is sharp, it's focused, it's fiery. Pitta rises when there's too much conversation, heat, emotional complexity. It can make you feel a little bit irritable. You can get hot or flushed. You can become impatient. You can become overly direct. You can become like wanting to prove your point and really not listen to anyone else's, very kind of single visions. So your reset when this happens is actually soften your gaze and relax your jaw. To calm Pitta, you just want to, again, go back to breathing, take a few slow, deep breaths. I find this cooling breath really great, where you kind of curl your tongue a little bit and breathe in through the mouth and out through the mouth. It's actually very cooling. These practices will soften your fire without dimming your power, without dimming your radiance. And then finally, Kapha social butterfly. And Kaphas are like the gentle observer. Kapha energy is calming, it's steady, it's grounded. But during long gatherings, Kaphas can become heavy or withdrawn. They might feel sleepy, emotionally flat, stuck in one place, a little bit disconnected, unable to kind of get back into the conversations, into the party mood. So your reset is to stand up and to really get moving. So, get moving, walk around, maybe go outside if you can, drink something warm, maybe something with some spices in, and reconnect with somebody that you find uplifting to kind of reawaken the prana and bring your radiance back online. So when you honour your Ayurvedic social battery, your radiance feels effortless, not forced. So as you move through this holiday season, remember your radiance isn't something you apply. It's something you cultivate with grounding, with heart, with awareness of the unique energetic rhythms that you hold. And here's the beautiful part. You may leave the room, but the energy that you carried, it stays with the people around you. And that is magnetic presence. That is embodied confidence. And that is true Ayurvedic radiance. So if you loved this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, as there's so much more magic Ayurveda and midlife wisdom coming your way.